Hello and welcome back to Neva Dark. We're back with another episode here on this channel where I share with you guys Nevada's urban legends, the paranormal, curiosities, history, and so much more. Today we're going to go to Lake Tahoe. We're going to be discussing the preserved bodies of Tahoe. And Lake Tahoe isn't just a tourist paradise. It can also be a deep, icy grave. It's the second deepest lake in the United States and the 10th deepest in the world, reaching a maximum depth of 501 meters. Lives have been lost in its crystalline waters, and not all have been recovered. One of the best known myths tells of a fisherman who cast his line into the dark waters. He felt something tugging hard on his line, and he thought he hooked a fish, but what he pulled in wasn't an animal. It was a human body part. Some say it was an ear, others say it was a mutilated hand with just 2 fingers. But legends aren't the only thing that makes your blood run cold. On July 10th of 1994, Donald Chris Windecker disappeared while technical diving on Rubicon Point, a favorite spot for experienced divers. He was exploring the Rubicon Wall near D.L. Bliss State Park. According to the police report at the time, Windecker suffered an unknown complication and sank rapidly before his companion could assist him. 17 years passed until July 23rd of 2011. A specialized diver spotted their body trapped in a rocky crevice at a depth of 80 meters. The search was long and chilling. They used a remotely operated vehicle equipped with a light and camera to explore the dark abyss. The body was recovered with a mechanical grapple. Lieutenant Brian Golmitz of the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office explained that water at that depth, which does not exceed 4 degrees Celsius, had preserved the body remarkably well. And it's because Lake Tahoe holds its own secrets. Its frigid temperature acts like a natural refrigerator. It prevents the formation of gases that would normally make a body float. Here, corpses sink, and they stay sunk. Sometimes the skin transforms into a waxy substance called adipocere, like human soap, which keeps the flesh intact for years or even decades. If the body is trapped in a structure like the Rubicon Wall, scavengers such as fish and crayfish have difficult access. Furthermore, the wetsuit Windecker wore, complete with gloves, boots, and a hood, offered an extra layer of protection. But the cold doesn't just preserve, it also kills. An unexpected fall into the lake from a canoe, for example, could cause instant death. The search was long and chilling. They used a remotely operated vehicle equipped with a light and camera to explore the dark abyss. The body was recovered with a mechanical grapple. Lieutenant Brian Golmitz of the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office explained that water at that depth slows dramatically and bodies rarely surface. Authorities have said it many times. Recovering a body from the bottom of Lake Tahoe is nearly impossible. It's known that there are many human remains down there, and they'll probably never surface. In 2016, a team of 33 divers spent a month exploring the depths of the lake. They found prehistoric trees and sunken ships dating back more than a century, but not a single human body. There were also darker theories. Some believe that in the 19th century, Chinese workers building the Transcontinental Railroad were murdered and dumped in Lake Tahoe instead of being paid. Others claim that mafia members used Lake Tahoe as a watery grave, tying buckets of concrete to the bodies so they would never surface. Although other experts say that the mafia operated more in southern Nevada and that it's much easier to bury a body in the desert than to risk having it floating ashore. A lesser-known story tells of a fire chief who responded to a drowning call. Upon arriving, he found the perfectly preserved body of a young Native American woman floating in a 19th century ceremonial dress. Her name and her story were never known. Geologists believe that Lake Tahoe was formed by a massive earthquake that caused a fault to collapse. If another such earthquake were to occur, it could disrupt the lake's deep currents, and maybe, just maybe, the bodies trapped at the bottom would resurface. For years, people have searched for the supposed hidden burial ground in Lake Tahoe. They've used sonar technology and mini submarines to map the bottom. So far, they've found no bodies. But does that mean that they're not there? Or simply that the lake doesn't want to give them back? And I thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Neva Dark. Please let me know in the comments what stories you want to hear in the future. And with that, I'll say good night.